gonna smash everybody.
Here are the top 7 best possible opponents for Jake Paul's next fight. Number 7. Danis. Danis is a bad boy from the jiu-jitsu world who recently transitioned to MMA. Better known for his world-class ground fighting skills, Danis is yet to prove himself on his feet. Danis' lack of stand-up experience makes me less interested in seeing this fight, and beating Danis would not really prove anything for Jake Paul. I'd like to see him against a more seasoned stand-up fighter to see how good he actually is. However, the trash talks and trolling videos between the two of these guys would be amazing and would probably be a big sell because of that alone. Number 6. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest boxers of this generation, and although he's on the older side, beating him would still prove a lot. Mayweather has already fought Jake's older brother Logan, and to many people's surprise, Logan actually put up a good fight. If Paul could beat him, it would fuel the Jake Paul hype train and silence a lot of doubters. Jake would have a substantial size advantage, but the speed and boxing ability are big advantages for Floyd. They've had a previous run-in and nearly got into a brawl, so the fight build-up would likely be awesome. Number 5. Tommy Fury. Jake Paul was already slotted to fight Tommy Fury, but Fury suffered an injury and pulled out of the fight. One thing that makes this a really fun fight is all the build-up with Tommy's brother, Tyson Fury, who will be coaching and cornering Tommy. In fact, Jake has already verbally gone toe-to-toe with both the Fury brothers and their father. Something feels a little bit stale about this matchup now since it was already scheduled and cancelled, but I'd still like to see it as it would prove a lot more about where Jake's boxing skills actually stand. Number 4. Anderson Silva. Known as one of the greatest of all time in MMA, Anderson Silva would be a great match for Jake Paul's next fight. Anderson is known for his stand-up skills and has even recently beaten Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a boxing match, which shocked a lot of people. Anderson definitely has high-level striking, and he stands at about 6 foot 2 inches, which would be the first time Jake has had to fight a larger opponent. Tyron Woodley is only about 5 foot 9, so Paul's size and reach helped carry him through that fight. Although Anderson is much older than Paul at 46 years old, he certainly doesn't seem washed up. Although if Paul beats him, people may say, so what, he beat an old guy. Despite all of that, this would be a pretty huge epic fight. Number 3. Jorge Masvidal. The trash talk is already started between these two, and it would likely ascend to more absurd levels. This would be a fight that the fans would love to see, and it would be the first time Jake would be fighting a guy known for throwing his hands well. Number 2. Conor McGregor. This would probably be the biggest seller of all the possible Jake opponents, and pay-per-view buys would be through the roof. McGregor's verbal sparring skills are second to none, which would make all the pre-fight shenanigans absolutely fantastic. McGregor is known for his stand-up skills, winning most of his MMA fights on his feet, so it would definitely prove something if Jake could beat him. This would probably be one of the biggest selling pay-per-view events of all time. Number 1. Nate Diaz. We absolutely love the idea of this fight and think it's the best choice for Jake. The build-up to the fight would be epic. Can you imagine all the back and forth trash talk that would take place before the fight? If it was an MMA fight, Diaz would probably beat Jake pretty easily, but a boxing match might actually be pretty competitive. Jake is the bigger of the two, which could prove to be an advantage for him, but Diaz's cage experience, slick boxing skills, and toughness could prove to be trouble for Jake. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let us know in the comment section below who you'd like to see Jake Paul fight next. Is it someone who's not on this list?